he's bringing a great energy. I think just making a lot of friends early. And you can see on the pitch as well, he's got the energy, he's buzzing around. He's the same way in the locker room.
Okay. Maddie, do you have a question for Jake Rufe?
I was trying to work out the audio situation. I think it's figured out. I hope so.
Well, I tried to punch buttons and so we have noise now. That's a good.
Okay, that's good.
Noise is good.
I mean, for you personally, what are you most excited for once the season starts? What is one thing that you're looking forward to the most?
I think this year is I'm looking forward to the redemption arc of our team. So this is my sixth season with Legion. I'm originally from Huntsville, so about 90 miles north of here. I take a lot of pride in what we put on the field, and last year I think left a bad taste in everyone's mouth. So we're really excited to put something out that are going to get people excited, get people in the games, on their feet. Hopefully they saw a sign of that tonight, and that's what I'm excited for, getting people back and excited.
Without disclosing any conversations that might have been had when the door was closed after everybody left the pitch, what are some of your takeaways about this match going up against a team like Atlanta United in Major League Soccer, and from a team perspective, and obviously the getting to know you below and in this stage, what did you learn about yourselves today?
Today I think we learned the game is there for the taking, but it's such small details and margins that separate the set piece, right? If we're a little tighter there, the game's different. At the end, we have to open up because we're chasing the game, and then we let in the second one. It's a long game, but it comes down to those moments. And if we sharpen up those moments and come in a bit more prepared, I think sky's the limit for us.
I think for me, you're seeing a big growth in USL in particular. I think from the championship side, what has it been like to see that growth within the USL, not only at championship level, but also at League One, League Two, seeing the growth, seeing more teams being brought into it? For you, being a part of the team for 6 years, what does it mean to see how big it's gone?
It's exciting. It's challenging too, because early on, I won't name names, but there was a couple teams that you knew you were going to.
Anybody in particular?
I'm not going to say it, but there were games that you knew you were going to win. Now, all the teams are strong. Every game you have to come with the right mentality, or you're going to get beat. You see a lot of players in League One that are quality coming up, and it's a good reminder. Like, they could be where you are if you don't take it serious. There's so many good players that are wanting the opportunity.
For someone from Huntsville, what's it like for you to see the game grow the way that it has, not just on the high school level, but in the college level and in the professional level, where multiple divisions on the pyramid are all over the place? What's it been like for you from Huntsville to see it in Huntsville now in another league, in Birmingham here with Legion, in Atlanta, in the Southeast? What's it like for you to see this grow?
Well, when I was coming up, I feel like people were sleeping on the South soccer-wise. And we didn't have academies, we didn't have we weren't playing super far out. We were just playing small clubs, and we had good players, but they weren't making it to the next level so often. But now you see a lot more players competing at high levels in the youth game, and they're getting to school, they're getting to college. It's a big route for players in the South. It's exciting. Huntsville's always been a big soccer city. I don't know how aware you are, but even our adult league has maybe 5 tiers. You start at the bottom, you work your way up, promotion, relegation. It's the perfect system. So that's really fun to see. And now they have a team. I mean, they have a great fan base coming out. That's exciting to see. But the city's always been a soccer city. Now they're getting a bit more recognition for it.
What is your earliest soccer memory, or a moment for you where you realize, oh wow, like people are finally realizing how big soccer is, especially in the Southeast?
That's a good question. There was a time when I was probably 13 or 14. I went to a ODP camp, which is not so big now, but back in the day it was a pretty big deal. And all of the Southern states came together. They held some players after, and that was the first time I saw the next level of players. So that caused me to raise my game, and I think that was a really good experience for me to see that there's a lot of quality.
All right, I'm going to yell at the back of the room because there were 2 topics that we were supposed to discuss with Jake. What were they?
Chess for
Chess, okay.
The other one, original topic I heard from Jake was Overwatch, but now Overwatch 2.
Okay, so Overwatch 2 and chess. All right, so
Yeah.
I'll take chess. You can take video games.
Are you a player?
Hold on.
Very poor.
Okay.
I'm a very poor chess player because I was going to ask, is it for you? Is it Kasparov or Fischer? Who's your favorite of those two, or is it a third? Do you have a favorite chess player, sir? Who do you model your game after in chess?
I model my game after my dad's game. He taught me how to play.
There you go.
But I do like
That is the
Kasparov.
correct answer, though.
Yeah. I like Kasparov a lot just because he was going to play the computer, right? Yeah.
Karpov, Kasparov, and Bobby Fischer. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that he beat the computer when no one thought he was going to. So I really like that. The human mind's too strong.
So my follow-up: how does chess help you with soccer?
I thought about this, so I'm glad you asked. Lately, I've been playing quicker games. I try to play 5-minute games, right? And so you have to read the opponent's setup, read your setup, make your decision quick, or you're gonna run out of time. So I look at that. I try to go faster and faster because on the field you have a split second. You really should look before you receive the ball. But let's say you receive the ball, you look up, you scan, you see how the opponent's set up, you see how your team's set up, and you got to make a decision just like that. That's how I've been thinking about it lately.
All right, video games with you.
Listen, I mean, I don't know.
Since I know you
about
play
that,
video
kind
games
of-
so much.
Yeah, you know, I mean,
You're a big gamer.
I'm just Overwatch.
Yeah, so I was saying earlier, my media journey started when I did a podcast interview with Kaylor Hodges, Hammering Down. Shout out.
He's in the back of the room, so yeah, he's hiding.
So yeah, back in the day, I was a big Overwatch player. I was putting in big shifts on Overwatch. I gotta say, I haven't played Overwatch 2. I was too much of a purist. The first one was good.
I will take your word in all of this conversation.
Yeah, right now my big game is Apex. It's old, but I keep up with a lot of friends through that game, so that's where I spend my time these days.
Please explain Apex to the rest of the audience.
Apex is just teams of 3, 20 teams drop in, the last one standing wins.
So 60 up, 60 down, and you better be the best of the 3, man.
Yes.
Okay.
How has Overwatch helped? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, you're not. How has Overwatch helped you? How have video
How has
games?
it?
Yeah, how have video games helped?
Well,
I got it.
it's good to wind down. Hard day of training. You gotta wind down, play some video games, take it easy, relax. Also, you take a lot of L's. It's humbling, so that's helped.
It helps you get it, especially, you know, in real life when things unfortunately don't go the way. It gets you prepared.
Yeah, it doesn't always go your way.
Oh, I thought someone was yelling out a question. It says, Will in the chat says, HASL's a lot of fun. His team's a yo-yo between 4th and 5th tier, and then the adult league over
Yeah, it's hassle.
Yeah.
It's big time.
So I'm guessing that's literally, it is a hassle when you're in this league because it's all cutthroat.
It is. One of my buddies started a team, Southside Legends. I hope he sees this. But yeah, they started at the bottom. They got promoted every year. He's been trying to recruit me for years now.
Oh, well, okay. So let me picture this. Because there was a player that recently got some national team time. And he got in trouble because he claimed he wasn't getting enough playing time, and then decided to go play in an adult league, and then had something bad happen in the adult league under a false name. So this is what they're trying to encourage you to do. Or are they trying to encourage Jake Rufe, professional soccer player, to go in as Jake Rufe? Or are they trying to encourage you to go in as like Rafe Juke or something?
No, he's trying to snap me up in the transfer market.
Ah, okay. So does Hassel have the transfer funds to perhaps bring you up from USL Championship?
I don't think he's got it yet, but if he keeps the trajectory he's on now, maybe one day.
See where we are
I'm
here?
trying to dig some information out of him.
That's
Dang.
Southside's got a bunch of good guys, according to our friend Will. Scrimmage against them on occasion. Will's one of our A-listers, one of our plus ones. He's up in Huntsville,
Nice.
and so he listens to us whenever he can because he's kind of busy most of the day. Your last question for Jake Rufe.
I'll ask, I mean, just being from Huntsville, have you had a chance to go up to see and watch a game over there at the new stadium in Huntsville?
I haven't watched them play, but we played against them in preseason, and we'll play again this year. And Last year was closed doors. This year's open doors. So come out and see us play against Huntsville.
Is it at Huntsville?
It's at Huntsville.
Ah, nice. Nice stadium.
Yeah,
it's really nice.
love what they've done there at Twix Family Field and Joe Davis Stadium. What is next for Birmingham Legion? What is next?
We have another game this weekend against Chattanooga.
Wow.
What's up?
Or next weekend, I should say.
No, I was gonna say, like, you're going back to back, man.
It's not a doubleheader,
It's
sorry.
like, wait, you know, like back-to-back games and
Next
back-to-back days.
Yeah.
So do you get tomorrow off? Do you get to sleep in tomorrow?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So what do you do on an off day to try and stay in conditioning here in preseason? I sleep in, I drink a lot of coffee, and I watch TV.
I don't have to worry about staying in shape on my off day. We get pushed pretty hard in preseason. So off day, I shut it down hard. Tomorrow I'll sleep in, maybe a little espresso, go to church. Sunday after all.
Yeah, completely understand that.
You got an espresso machine? Is this where?
I don't yet. I'm
Listen,
debating on which one to get right now.
I would say I got one for Christmas, and it is the best purchase I've ever had. It is amazing. It
Okay.
is amazing.
You're
The
barista
espresso
now.
machine,
Okay.
amazing.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm not an espresso person, so I will take your word for it on Maddie being our resident barista.
Yeah.
Have a great preseason. Great to see you. Thanks for coming by and spending a lot of your hyper valuable time with us, especially this time of year as you're getting ready for another season of Birmingham Legion. You know we'll be knocking on your door. Great to see you, my friend. We will catch up with you soon.
Thanks for having me.
Jake Rufe, everybody. All right, 8:15, time to tag out. What direction do you want to go to? You want to bring in Tyler, if he can hear us?
Tyler? Taylor?
Yeah.
That's-
Yeah.
So we're getting Taylor?
Well, we can stick with the
You're going
USL.
against.
I know, I'm
the
going against the
schedule.
rundown. Tell you what, let's do rhythm. All right, Kaylor, come on up. Kaylor Hodges from the USL show, everybody. So basically, Maddie has just handed me both microphones. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's going to be you and me for this, and we're going to break down everything in the USL. And for those that may not know, Kaylor hangs out with us on Tuesdays when he's not like teaching, doing his actual paying gig. He joins us at 10:30 in the morning show on SDH AM on Tuesdays when he allows himself a planning period.
This is the first time I've not been hiding in a closet, basically, in a long, long time.
And that's, I mean, for you, your dedication for us, I'm letting that line go, by the way. For you hanging out with us and educating everybody at the USL show, for those that don't know, breakdown going from hammering down to the USL show and the growth that you guys have had here over the last couple of years.
I mean, the USL show started before me. They had a great group of guys, and then they had some guys who had to move on and took over. So from hammering down, where Birmingham soccer has really exploded, and it's been great. I still do. It's awesome. Going to the USL show, seeing the national side, covering everything from, we did USLA, the academy, all the way up to now the Super League, top tier of women's soccer in the U.S. It's been a big boom. I check the ratings every now and then. It shocks me how high it
Hey,
is.
look, we all do.
I mean, you see it, and you see the growth of the USL just off the numbers alone. It's like, this is where we started, this is where we are. The USL is really booming right now.
And it's great to see the USL, USF Championship, League One, League Two, all of the growth that's going on there. Fantastic to see all of that growth. For you, we had Jake on.
Yes.
And you heard how he characterized last season for Birmingham. How would you characterize, would you agree with the assessment? How far would you go with what Jake said about last year?
Last year was the first year in club history that the team has not made the playoffs. It was the first time since the club was in city club they have not made the playoffs. And fans think that's unacceptable. And there was a lot of questions about ownership, about coaching, and this offseason alone, and the names that they have signed, has shown real commitment that fans have been looking for. Yes, there's a beautiful new training facility that they should be looking at and seeing commitment. But when fans want to see commitment, they want to see it on the pitch. And when you see a Danny Trejo, when you see a Ronaldo Damas, when you see a Stephen Turner, all three guys that you only paid a transfer fee for one of them. One of them's a loanee, one's a free transfer. You get three guys for the price of one. That is real deal business. All three of those is the best signing of the season for most USL clubs. Birmingham Legion did all three. I think they showed real commitment that fans were looking for.
And they did it on an economical basis.
Yes.
I mean, to pull off. So how did they pull this off? As you analyze things, how did they pull this off? How did they do this piece of good business?
Damas is one where they got a loan with an option to buy.
Okay.
So if they say that Damas scores 15, 20 goals, maybe let's go 30. Let's go ahead and break that record.
So basically what you're saying is, I need to have Ronaldo Damas on my USL Championship fantasy team.
Why wouldn't you? He's double digits. That's what he does.
Salary league.
Yeah. So, I mean, you get him on a loan from GIF Salzburg. It's Swedish.
Yes.
And
Yeah, hand me my phone and I'll tell you.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, so all right, go for it.
So you get him on loan, and then you get Danny Trejo from the team in Poland. I'm not even going to try with that one.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
And then you buy Stephen Turnbull from Rhode Island FC. And so you end up working three players for one transfer fee. And it's a great bit of business because if Damas doesn't work out, you don't have to keep him. If Trejo works out, you can sell him for big money because he's only 26 years old. This is great business because if they work out, you get to keep them or you can sell them on it. If it doesn't work out, no harm, no foul.
GIF Sundsvall. GIF Sundsvall. GIF Sundsvall is where.
Capital G, capital I, capital N.
Yes, GIF. It is literally like GIF. GIF, whatever it stands for in Swedish. So GIF Sundsvall, 5 goals and 22 appearances there from 2022 on. And so, okay, so Trejo. So
Don't even try it. Just
hang on. I'm going to try it. You can't get that past me.
I mean, you can do what you want. It's your show.
Well, it's kind of, sort of. So, all right. So let's see. I know that this is tremendous. This is tremendous here. So, okay. So Danny Trejo, not the actor.
Yep.
The pride of Morelia, Mexico. Krona Kielce. 2 goals and 22 appearances. Yeah, Krona Kielce.
Sure, I believe you.
That sounds good. The Polish top side, 2.5-year deal, signed in 24. Krona Kielce debut against Lodz, terminated the contract on January 6th by mutual consent. So Kielce and Sundsvall.
Yes.
God bless you.
Rhode Island.
Yes, Rhode Island. You got Rhode Island. What I always like to do is I like to go over the rest of the USL Eastern Conference with you, of course. But I want your opinion on what you've seen so far from Legion with these new faces. You know, we got to hear from Jake and find out what's on his mind. What have you seen so far in the Hello, My Name is status with Legion?
I mean, it's the first time you see the team, and there's a lot of trialists on display, so that's something you have to keep in mind. But it's the most fun team I think I've seen. Last year I had a lot of hope. I thought there was a lot of quality players on the pitch. They all got hurt. By the way, it was great to see Jaden Hibbert back. I mean, he was one of the 17 million goalkeepers Legion saw last year.
And the point that we have been making, that Maddie has been making, that Jason and Jarrett and I have been making, is that loan spell of Jaden Hibbert seemed to flip a switch.
Yep.
And he is an entirely different keeper now with the time that he got to spend with Matt Van Oekel and everybody else, trying to improve his game. But yeah, he came out to be entirely different.
I mean, it was nice to see him back, and I think just in general I think that this team is going to be the most fun that we've seen in a long time. When you look all over the pitch, I think the most important parts that we did not see last year was depth. Depth everywhere, right? You have Jake, who you just had on, who is kind of new Mikey Lopez. Do you want him at right back? Do you want him at center back? Do you want him at midfield? Do you want him at right mid? He can do that. He does whatever you want him to do. You have Timmy, who showed up for the first time this year. He was such a good right back, a center back, and midfielder. You have a lot of guys that can play everywhere. You have a Danny Trejo who can go up top. He can go out wide. You have guys who play everywhere, and they're quality players. Where last year, I thought it was a good build if they stayed healthy. And this was the first time in club history that truly the injury bug hit. And it hurt. And I think that this year, early on, you've seen that the build has been very much like, if we get hurt, we have quality players ready for us. And I'm very impressed.
USL Championship Eastern Conference, the early returns. Before we have you back on a weekly basis when you're hiding at school.
Yes.
Early returns in the Eastern Conference and USL Championship. I know that you're anticipating a turnaround year for Legion.
Yep.
What else are you looking at when it comes to the Eastern Conference and Legion here in 25?
It's so hard to bet against Pilgrim. Everything that they have done, they have signed so many great players.
But Marcanic is away. Marcanic got finally the transfer done. He's overseas.
And you lose 28 goals, I do believe. And yes, but you get the guy from St. Louis who's going to fill that slot. You also have Juan Torres, who I think is the best free kick taker in the league. And that's on the same team as Aaron Malloy.
Yeah.
It's a team that has an abundance and embarrassment of riches, and Pilgrim is just otherworldly. But then you also see this Birmingham Legion team, who I genuinely think has the best attack in the USL in all across. I think they are that good. Then you have Lou City, who they're in a weird place. They, for the first time in their 10-year history, win the Players' Shield, which is like the Supporters Shield. It's like the same thing for our MLS people.
The big Captain America Shield.
Yes, the big Captain America Shield. And so they win that for the first time in their dominant history, and they lose players. They bring them back, but they have lost a lot of players. Elijah Winder goes to LA Galaxy for $400,000.
That's a big deal for both Blue City and USL Championship.
It's huge. I think that the East is wide open because you look at a Rhode Island who they made their run, but you also wonder if it's like a Phoenix from 2 years ago where they have an average season and they get hot in playoffs. What's the difference between the two? I think that the East is wide open, but I think there's been 4 teams that really have cemented themselves. I do think that it's going to be Blue City, Charleston, Rhode Island, and Birmingham.
Okay, the 1, the 2, the 3, and the 4, not necessarily in that order. Okay, before you go back to finish eating, unless you finished eating and you're going to get more.
Already finished, but not getting any more.
Okay, plug what's going on with the USL show and the returns, where folks can catch it, how they can catch it. You, John Morrissey, the cast of thousands that do the USL show and do some great work every week.
It is at the USL show. It is going to be on YouTube, on Twitter, or anywhere you get your podcast. We are doing every Tuesday night, as we always do. It's always a blast. And as we are ending the preseason, we have different stuff going on. We have our 90-50-10s, which is things that are 90% chance of happening, 50% chance of happening, 10% chance of happening.
Do you ever think of getting James Spann to do a drop for you?
I mean, he always tells us it's about 30%. And you know what? He's always right. Never disrespect that.
Never disrespect James Spann.
Lots of fun stuff coming. And by the way, if people can see it up here,
yes,
this is in my closet.
Oh, wow.
And if people didn't buy this, what's wrong with you? Because it's awesome.
Yeah, we will promote that and bring it down out of the eye range at some point before we get out of here. As always, my friend, great to see you.
Good to see you as well.
And Kaylor Hodges at the USL show on all the social medias is the big show. And we'll check out his Tuesday appearances. He'll be coming back on SDH AM 10:30 Eastern time because at 9:30 he can get a planning period and go sneak into a closet and do a show with us and do a segment. Be good, my friend. We'll see you. All right, that's Kaylor, everybody. All right. Time to turn the discussion to Atlanta United. Maddie, are you still eating? All right, so we've got Tyler Pilgrim from Scarves and Spikes. He's here. So who wants to tag in from the back to discuss Atlanta United? We've got Jason, we've got Jarrett, we've got Tyler, we've got Maddie. Maddie, did you finish? You finished eating? Yes. Okay, so Maddie did finish eating. So that's in good shape there. So, and Maddie has found her way to come in and discuss things.
I have.
All right, so I guess it's time to, yeah.
Audio and video.
As you should, absolutely.
Jason Longshore.
Hi.